So I have made it to the pond I'm going to be fishing today, and today I am traveling light. No drone, no good camera, just the chest cam with me today, and that's because I'm just fishing from the bank, going old school with it today. Pond is up about 6-7 feet, and it got that way in 2 days. We had a lot of rain and a lot of snow melt, which rose the water in insane amount at this pond. So as you guys can tell in front of me, a lot of flooded trees that are normally completely out of the water. Like that tree you see in front of me right there, is none of it is usually in the water. So pretty interesting scenario today to deal with. I'm going to be using a 3/4 ounce tungsten jig from Queen Tackle. Now the color I bought is called Gizzard, and although there are no shad in this pond, hey look, a beaver. And of course a beaver swims right in front of me the one time I didn't bring my good camera. So I bet you guys are having a very hard time even seeing him out there. Just a little guy. And on the back of it I have a Megabass Hazadong shad, and the color is called Clear Orange. And I chose this bright color on purpose for a couple of reasons. One, I already kind of knew the water was going to be a little bit stained, so just this orange is going to help it kind of contrast that stainy water. And two, I just think bright colors work pretty good in early spring. That's why you see people using red and saying red works good in early spring. Now I don't necessarily think the color red works that good. I think that's just a myth. What I think it really is just bright colors work well in the spring. So like bubblegum pinks, bright reds, bright oranges, or chartreuses, those types of colors are going to work pretty decent in the springtime when the bass are pretty aggressive. But with this swim jig, it's pretty versatile. What I'm going to be doing is kind of flipping the shoreline. Because the water is up so high, it's kind of bringing a whole bunch of debris up along the shoreline. And I'm just going to be flipping this jig along this debris, flipping it into the trees, and hopefully catching some fish. Now I am hoping this flooded pond kind of works in my favor, because I am going bank fishing today. When bodies of water flood, the bass tend to go shallow and in cover. So if I think I can find some flooded cover, I think I can pick off a couple of fish today. Now literally like a week and a half ago, this pond was completely frozen. So water temps are still in the 40-degree area, so I can't really come out here and expect to hammer it, but I'll be honest with you guys, I do kind of expect to catch at least 1 or 2 fish, and that's kind of the goal today. Nothing too fancy, just catch a fish. On my new setup, I bought this stuff at the end of last year. I just didn't really get a chance to use it because everything froze over. So I have yet to catch a fish with my Shimano Scorpion and my Major Craft Nano Ace. But without further ado, let's kind of sneak down here. See if we can get bit. Usually this tree is out of the water. That was a fish, right where it should have been. In flooded cover, and it came up and just smashed it, and I just wasn't prepared. All right, so I've been fishing now for about half an hour, 45 minutes, and I do have that one bite, that one good bite, but unfortunately I just was not paying attention and I missed it. That's just how it goes sometimes. But considering the swim jig is the only bait I brought, we're just gonna be sticking with this all day today. I see my bait. I didn't want to get in the water, but if I have to. Well, I'm real down to my bait right now, and I'm still not coming unstuck. Nice one. Cool. I was a little worried I might not get bit, but this guy came up and smoked it. Probably about 1.75 pounds there. Not quite 2, but I will definitely take that too. Skipped it right underneath this tree. Cool. Now, this rod is a worm and jig rod, and it's a 7.3 heavy, but it's only rated for lures up to 1 ounce. So although it says heavy, it's more kind of like a medium heavy. I would say it's like kind of a heavy moderate. Pickle. Man. I just want to catch some fish. But look at that. That pickerel cut it clean. A brand new jig. Well, luckily in my pack of Megabass Hazardong shads, I have a Megabass Waze swimmer. It's another swim jig, but it just has an underspin. So I'm still using the same trailer that Megabass Hazardong shad. Get up here, baby. Nice bass. Let's go, man. This is a 2.5 all day right here. Cool. Not a bad largemouth. Cool. That's a 2-pounder. Number 2 on the swim jig. My bad, bass. You kind of just oop, there he goes. Please be a fish. Please be a... It is! It's a monster. It's a monster. It's a monster. I don't know how I'm gonna get him. This is a monster. Come on. Monster, guys. I'm gonna ski him, I think. No, maybe not a monster. Oh no. Dear Lord. Fish gods, help me. Help me, fish gods. Oh, yes. Woo! Okay. Let's go. Not a monster, but that's what I'm talking about. Another one on this swim jig. Let's go. Give this bass a little bit of a toss. Perfect, swim right off. Sneak under this tree. So, I've been fishing now for about an hour and a half, pretty close to 2 hours. And I believe I have 3 fish, all bass, and all decent size, to be honest with you. I did snap off on that pickerel, and I did miss that one good bass. But I am still sticking with a swim jig, only because this is the only bait that I have left. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I packed pretty light, so I don't really have any lures with me to throw. So if this gets snagged or another pickerel cuts it off, then I'm done for the day. Well, I don't know exactly when, but as you guys can tell, the underspin fell off of this jig. This bait is now technically illegal. I'm not sure the exact rules for lead. I know you can't use any lead jigs under an ounce, but because this had a blade on it, technically I believe that it was still legal. So unfortunately, without the blade, this is a jig, a lead head jig, so I can't use it anymore. The thing was, I left a chatterbait on the bed of my truck, and I could have just tied on that chatterbait. Oh, what is this? It's a chatterbait. No way. It's a Project Z weedless chatterbait. Well, I might as well do my outro now while I still have GoPro battery. So overall, I feel like I had a pretty good day. Started off the day using swim jigs and ended it using a chatterbait. Now I only got bit when I was using the swim jig. When I had to switch to that chatterbait, I got nothing. But to be fair, I used the swim jigs for way longer. Now that one big bass I caught was out deep, but for the most part, all the fish I were catching were kind of tucked in shallow in that flooded cover, just as I kind of thought before I started this video. And the annoying thing about missing that first bass was I had no reason not to be paying attention. It was exactly where I thought it was going to be. And I am also glad that I caught a couple fish on my new Shimano Scorpion and my new Major Craft Nano Ace rod. I thought this combination with the swim jig handled those bass with no problem. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Peace.